Hey guys, and welcome back to Jenny's One Voice. This week I'm going to be talking about siblings, the good and the bad. My experience was not peachy. As much as I long for that relationship where they're understanding and they get me, it's just not that way for me. And it does make me sad at times, but that's just how it is. My sister, I've cut completely out of my life. My brother's still in my life, and it is challenging with him. But if I set boundaries and stand my ground, it will get better, I think. My mom and I were actually talking about this last night. If I tell him no and tell him and stand up for myself, I think he'll start to get the message that I do know what I'm doing. I do know what I want, and I'm allowed to be myself. Okay, so siblings can go back and forth from nice and cruel, nice and cruel, nice and cruel, nice and cruel. Mine sure did. They can be they were super nice, but they were also super cruel. They would call me names, they would leave me out, they would yell at me, those kind of things, hurt my feelings on purpose, fight with me because they knew I couldn't fight back. They would manipulate me into doing things that they knew I wasn't supposed to do, trying to get me in trouble, although it never worked, because my mom knew what they were doing. Hee hee. They would use manipulation in many ways. They manipulate my mind. They would manipulate me into doing what they wanted to do. They would manipulate me into liking what they like. I'm very easily persuaded, so they use that to their advantage to get what they wanted. My siblings never took the time to understand or learn about autism. They were old enough to do it, but They never took the time to get me. They never took the time to get me and learn about me and get to know how I worked. They just didn't care, is what it feels like. They just didn't care to know how I'm programmed and how I work. And they just wanted me to be normal, and that's not how it works. They needed to learn how I worked just as much just as much as I learned how they worked. It's a two-way street, people. They would intentionally do things to set off my autism and meltdowns, such as my sensory overload. Like, I only had specific foods I would eat, like 5 or 6, so they would eat all those foods, so I would have an extreme explosion, and my mom would have to rush to the store and get the food. They would mess up my play areas. Like, I had Barbie worlds and worlds of play. Like, I'm not kidding, they were worlds. And I had characters and stuff that were all set in roles, and they all had their spots. And if they messed with them, I had to start all over. And they all had their plots and everything. Yeah, it was legit. I definitely am an artist, because I had this whole play going on in my head with my dolls. And if they messed with it, I had to start all over, and it just freaked me out. So that would turn into a fiery explosion of a huge meltdown. And if they messed with any of my toys or anything, that would lead to a meltdown. Any of my favorite things, meltdown. And this wasn't just them doing it, they did it on purpose, so I would melt down. They did it with the intent of getting me upset. One time we were playing hide and seek, and they never sought me out. They left me in a closet, and I fell asleep and was there for a few hours until my mom found me in there. It still kind of hurts to talk about. Still at 24. It's been years. It's just hard when your own family doesn't accept you. It never will. I try so hard to understand the world. I don't understand why it's so hard for the world to try back. Even my family, like my siblings, just to try back. I just don't understand why that's such a hard thing to do. They didn't include me in things. They would slam the door in my face and always come up with reasons I couldn't be with them. They always make me feel different, inadequate, like I'm somehow wrong for being me. They were extremely impatient and blamed me for a lot of things. Still do. But none of that is my fault. I am who I am, and I'm perfectly me. I'm the perfect Jenny. And there's no one else I was meant to be. I am who I am meant to be. I was brought on this earth as who I am meant to be. And there's no one else I'd rather be, even with all the ups and downs. There's no one else I'd rather be, because I'm unique, but I'm unique, and that's a good thing. I see all these other, as they say in Wednesday, normies, and I don't get normies. I like being unique, and I think it's pretty cool. And despite all of the hard things I go through, I wouldn't change a thing. And I think ultimately I'm pretty awesome, despite what everyone in my family might think. I turned out pretty awesome, I think. I'm getting more and more confident every day, and this page and my Facebook page has certainly helped with that, and my job helped with that, and I'm growing more and more confident, and the more confidence I get, the more I'm able to look past these things, and they don't make me as sad anymore. It did a little bit for a minute there, you could see, but I am the perfect version of myself, and if they can't accept that, then I don't need them. And the right people will come into your life and accept you as a whole, not just parts. They won't try to change you. They won't be rude to you. They'll just accept all of you and love all of you. Every single piece of you. Every piece of the puzzle. They won't rip you down. They won't tear you apart. They'll just love you through it. And there are siblings, special needs siblings, that do get it and are wonderful to their siblings. That just wasn't my experience. And I can't change that, but that's just how it was for me. And anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for all that Jenny's One Voice has to offer. I'll be sure to be posting more videos like this every week, so you'll want to subscribe. You don't want to miss a video. Be sure to hit that bell button and subscribe. Bye!